Peace, Playmates. It's your girl, Playboy and Pee-wee. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm here to do a video for y'all today, and I am super excited because I haven't made no content for y'all in a while. Now, real quick, before we get started with the story time, let me just tell y'all real quick, okay? This is toothpaste on my face. I'm having like I ain't gonna say a bad breakout, because it usually happens in the summertime anyway, so shit. It's just something that happened with my skin. I have very sensitive skin, especially when I spend the night at other people's houses and stuff, and I have to sleep on the other people's covers and pillows. That's why I try to take my own stuff with me when I go. I tend to have a bad reaction, so yeah, I'm having a breakout here, breakout down there, but it's okay though, because we still cute. We still cute, so never mind the toothpaste. We just drying all that up. Anyway, my apologies, y'all, because I know it's been a while since I done made some actual content for y'all. So that's why I said today I'm gonna get on my channel. I'm gonna do a story time for my subscribers, because I know they miss me and I miss them. So shit, here we are. I'm not gonna be long because I'm on like 35%, and as y'all can hear in the background, my kittens are whining because for one, they're spoiled. They wasn't crying before I came outside. Now they see me, they crying because they want my attention, and they hungry. So I'm gonna have to feed them soon. So this is not gonna be a long video. I made a Facebook post yesterday, and I was like, I wanted to tell my story, which I already have did that on this channel before, but I ended up deleting the video. Like, once I decided that this channel was going to be spiritual content and spiritual content only, I didn't think that that topic was in the category of spirituality, so I deleted all my old videos that I used to have. But last night I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, shit, regardless if it's fit in the spiritual category or not, females need to know this stuff. Not even females, people in general need to know this type of stuff, and the type of red flags to look out for when dealing with these type of people in these type of situations. So what I'm talking about today, y'all, is when I was almost murdered on my 21st birthday. I had just turned 21. And it wasn't a stranger. It wasn't like by some random dude or nothing like that. Like, this is somebody that I thought I knew. I had been seeing this guy. I'm not gonna say dating, because we never like made it official what we were doing. We were always just Netflix and chill type shit. So I think they call them sneaky links these days, but we weren't sneaking though, because neither one of us in no relationship, so we just wasn't together either. We just, was chilling. So I was working at this call center in Arlington, Texas. It was called Allianz or whatever. And so at the call center, which I should have known something. I should have known that the people that worked there were janky as fuck, because the actual system, the actual place itself, the actual job was janky as fuck. So what we were supposed to be doing was selling insurance, like selling life insurance and stuff like that. However, say for instance, if a person passed away, well, I don't know if I can speak on stuff like this, because I didn't sign a non-disclosure agreement, but I already said the name of the company, and some people may have files and cases and, may already be in alliance with this insurance company. But anyway, they janky as fuck, y'all. They janky as fuck to me. So anyway, I met him at this call center, and we didn't work in the same department in the call center. I worked in one side of the building, he worked in another side, but we would always see each other on lunch. And he is a Cancer, by the way, with an Aries moon. All right, so I don't know, how many of y'all familiar with your natal chart placements or zodiac signs and stuff, but he was a Cancer because he was born in July, but he had an Aries moon or whatever. So his sun sign was Cancer, moon sign Aries. I just want to put that out there, because maybe that'll, humble some people, or make some people self-reflect or whatever, whoever got those placements. But anyway, I'll be sitting out there on lunch, and he'll see me over there in my little group talking to my little friends or whatever. And at first he would just watch me, I never paid attention to him at first, because like I said, he never said anything. He would just sit there and watch or whatever. And then one day he started laughing at my jokes. Like he'll start laughing at my accent or something to get my attention. And so as I'm talking to my other friend, he'll like snicker, or he'll like giggle or something like that. And that's what made me notice him, because I'm like, damn, every time I say something, this dude always Whew. That's the only thing about summertime, y'all. The mosquitoes, the flies, just the bugs, y'all. Anyway, so what was I saying? So yeah, he would always come and say something to me. I mean, he would laugh. At first, he would just laugh at everything that I was saying to my other friend group or whatever that I was out there on lunch with. And then one day, me and him ended up having a conversation. We ended up talking and stuff. And so, cancers always are good at keeping conversation. So that's one thing that I liked about him. He knew how to keep a conversation going. And he was very funny himself. Like, he kept me laughing all the time. So I can't quite remember the first time we kicked it because we had kicked it so many times. But I can tell y'all this. Our very first time kicking it, we went to his mama house and he stayed with his mama. He had his own car, job and shit like that, but he was still living with his mama. He was his mama only son. And y'all, they had a big, nice ass house. Like, I think it was like 3 or 4 bedrooms, upstairs, downstairs, garage, big ass kitchen, big ass backyard, big ass living room, whatever. Very nice house, y'all. Like, for real. And I was like, dang, this woman living here by herself, only got one son. She sure got a lot of space or whatever. He ain't got no kids or whatever, so she ain't got no grandkids. So I'm like, dang, this is a lot of space for 2 people. And so, but it was always very chill. And I remember our first time kicking, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We did the do. And it was the fucking truth. When I tell y'all he was amazing, I'm talking about amazing sex. That was some of the most amazing sex I had ever had in my life. And I was like, wow, you know, you don't even seem like the type to... Because, you know, for one, I wasn't expecting to do the shit anyway. You know, I didn't come over there with that intention, like with that on my mind. But, of course, we chilling, we drinking. I was smoking weed at the time, so we smoking weed, we high. You know what I'm saying? One thing just led to another, whatever. We grown as fuck. Ain't neither one of us in no relationship. So I was like, okay, he a cool dude. He funny. He got a job. He got a car. And he got some good sex. Yeah, this going to be a lifetime friend of mine. So I met him, like I said, when I was living in Arlington, Texas. I met him in Texas. And throughout the time of me living in Texas, I ended up moving back to Mississippi. So I left the job or whatever. So although I moved back to Mississippi, at this time I think my son was living with my grandma in Texas and my daughter was living with her dad in Texas. So I would always make trips back and forth throughout the year, like 3 times a year. I would go back and forth to Texas. And so a few times I hit him up to pick me up from the bus station or whatever. And so he would come pick me up and stuff and then take me to my grandma's house. And whenever I had the time or whenever the kids was in the bed or when I wasn't spending the day with them, I would go and chill with him or whatever if he wasn't working or something. So this is just somebody that I was linking up with constantly. Constantly, y'all. I'm talking about for almost a year going on 2. I was linking up with this man faithfully. We would just get together and just watch shows. We would just drink drinks and smoke and just, you know, just chill. Just chill like we never, I was finna say we never went out, but we actually did. He took me to a bar one time. And the shit was so live. We ended up making out and kissing and shit at the motherfucking bar. Like some off a movie. I ain't never been through that. Like the people was up doing the karaoke. Bartenders was nice, fine ass waitresses and shit. And I'm like, this man really know how to entertain. He really know how to put on for real because I'm thinking we just finna go back to the house and chill. He was like, nah, we gonna go to the bar tonight. I didn't even think I was dressed appropriately. I wasn't even, I mean, I ain't used to this. I ain't used to niggas taking me out on dates and shit, buying my drinks and shit. So I really was excited about him. I really thought that, you know, this was a good guy. And that's why I'm telling y'all this stuff because people will fool the fuck out of you. Like, people really do wear masks. The devil can blend in very good with us average people every day. You know, there is a devil and some demons amongst us. So, honey, and they pretending to be the sweetest angels. But anyway, so I think, fast forward to the night or whatever. I had just came back from Mississippi because I wanted to spend my birthday in Texas with my kids. So I had just made it to Texas. My birthday is December 1st. So I want to say I came maybe for Thanksgiving. Because was I in Texas for Thanksgiving that year? I had just got there before Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving that year was like on the 25th or the 27th. So I came around that time or whatever. In a few more days, it was about to be my birthday. And so I had other plans for my birthday, but those plans end up not going right or whatever. So I end up hitting him up. I'm like, shit, well, he my only other friend that I got up here. So I'm going to just hit him up and see what he got going on tonight. So I hit him up. I was like, hey, what you doing tonight at 12 o'clock? It's going to be my birthday. My baby's already in the bed. Matter of fact, my baby's one in the bed. London was still up. And I had never introduced him to my kids before. He had never been around my kids or nothing. Like, I think we went and picked my daughter up one time from her daddy, and he dropped us off at my grandma's house or whatever, and because my daughter ended up leaving her shoes in his car. Like, my baby had some rose gold Jordans that her daddy had bought her. And I know he probably was mad about them shoes. And I never even thought about what happened to them shoes until after he texted me one day and he was like, hey, you know, you left your baby's shoes in my car. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm sleeping. I ain't even buy them shoes. Her daddy bought them shoes. Fuck. So I was like, just keep them. Even though I know the next time I see you, she might not be able to fit them no more. Just keep them. So anyway, I hit him up. I was like, hey, my birthday's at 12. What you doing tonight? I want to kick it with you. You know, regular shit. And he was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I ain't doing nothing. He was like, what he say? I ain't really got nothing to smoke or nothing to drink on or whatever. I said, nah, that's cool. I said, don't worry about that. I said, I'll go buy something. I'll go get some. You know, even though it's my birthday, I wasn't looking for him to treat me that night. I could treat myself because it's my birthday. I had my own money and shit. So it was me, my daddy, and my son staying with my grandma at the time. So my daddy was at home. So I had to let my daddy know. I was like, Dad, I'm finna go out with this dude that I met at my job like a year or two ago. And we just gonna chill for my birthday. And I'm gonna bring you some weed back and stuff. Because my daddy was looking for some weed. So I knew he wasn't gonna trip about me leaving that late. Because for one, I'm 21. I got 2 kids at the time. And then on top of that, if I told him I was bringing him something back, he wasn't gonna trip or whatever. Even though it was that late, he wasn't gonna trip. And so he was like, all right, bet. Because I told my son, I'll buy my drinks. So I'll buy our drinks and I'll get the weed and stuff. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to have nothing. And so it was just regular. Like, I ended up letting him speak to my son and everything. Like, London, I was on FaceTime with him or video chat or something. And London was running around in the background. And I was like, hey, London, tell my friend, hey. And he told my son, hey. And London told him, hey. Like, that was the first time they ever had, like, words or interactions with each other. And so, honey, fast forward to the night. And I want to say it was already 12. It was already 12 o'clock, so it was already my birthday. And he came and got me. So, mind you, me and this dude ain't never been in no relationship. We ain't even never talked about who was dating who and who was going with such and such at the time. Like, what. We never had those type of conversations. We always just got together and chilled and shit. So, what got me was, when we got in the car, when he picked me up, he always have kind of been like a hectic driver, a chaotic driver. Because one thing about Aries, they very rageful people. They very impatient people, and they very angry people. So when he would drive, he would always be like kind of in a rush or frustrated with other drivers and stuff. So I'm used to that. But tonight, it was just like on 10. Tonight, it was just like all over the place. I met his mama one time. I'm saying this part because it's gonna matter towards the end of the video. I only met his mama once. Out of all the 10 to 15 times that we done kicked it, I only met his mama once. Okay. Anyway, so he on the highway. He driving all retarded and shit, and I'm just like, okay, you know, I'm used to it, but at the same time, it was just a little bit extra tonight. So we get over there by his house where the dude sell the weed at or whatever. And I hope YouTube don't like demonetize me for saying all this, but I just want y'all to get the whole full story. So we get back by his house. He stayed 10, 15 minutes away from where I lived. It wasn't far, but it was on a whole nother part of the city. You know what I'm saying? My grandma stayed on kind of like the suburban side, where he stayed at was kind of hoodish, but the neighborhood he stayed in was suburban as well, like modern suburban mix. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, you couldn't tell that where he stayed at was hoodish or ghetto because of how the houses was made. Like, there was some nice ass houses to be in the midst of the hood. So we make it over there by where he stayed at. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, can you hit the dude up and tell him that we gonna get like a 3-5 or whatever? And he was like, yeah, I already tried to call him. He ain't answer. I was like, oh, when you try to call him? Because I ain't seen you call nobody, you know, since we been driving. Or since we been on the road. Oh, that's just my lip. I don't know why I be thinking I be having dead skin in the corner of my lip. And it's just how my lips made. I'm smoking all that goddamn weed. Anyway, that's why I had to stop. Anyway, so he was like, I already called him. He said he ain't got none. And I'm like, when you call him? Because I ain't seen you call nobody since we been in this car. And he was like, I called him before I came and picked you up. I was like, shit, well, that was about 20 minutes ago. Call him again, see if he answered. So he pretends to call somebody because, for one, when you're dialing a number, it's going to be like, do, 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 or whatever, and whatever. This nigga said, do, and put the phone up to his ear. Hold on, y'all, the train going by. That train go by at least 5 times a day. And that horn be so loud. Okay, I think they done blowing now. But anyway, so he pretends to call somebody. And I know he pretended, like I said, because of the little doot, and put the phone up to his ear. And then I never heard any ringing. I never heard no ringing. Okay, there they go. My baby in there taking a nap. This should be so frustrating when they try and come through. So yeah, never heard the phone ringing or nothing. And he puts the phone down and he didn't answer. And I was like, okay, alright. I said, well, can we go, grab the liquor or whatever? And he was like, well, ain't no liquor stores open because it's after 12 or whatever. I said, well, can we go to a gas station so I can grab like some margaritas or whatever they got, some wine or something in there? And he was like, I got wine at the house. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm thinking to myself, you had just told me on the phone earlier that you ain't had no drink, you ain't had no smoke, nothing. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So we get to the house. We in there, before we just get to chilling and stuff, I wanted to take some pictures for my birthday. So we out in the garage, cause his mama got like this little red ass, cute ass, shit look like a Benz or something, and it's cute as fuck. And so I wanted to stand in front of her car and take some pictures and stuff. And so everything was going good or whatever. It took me a while. It took me a minute to get in my mode, like with the taking the pictures, cause this wig that I had on, I don't know, it was throwing me off. The wig was throwing me off. He hadn't threw me off because he didn't want to go get no weed and, whatever. So I was just like, okay, it took me a while to get in my mode. But once I finally got in and I started snapping up, I was like, oh, I said, these some cute pictures. He said, that's what I was trying to tell you. You was sitting there taking so long, taking the pictures. All of them was cute or whatever. And I'm like, okay. But everything he's saying is so fucking aggressive for some reason tonight. For some reason tonight, everything he's saying is so fucking aggressive. And so I forgot. We started sitting in the garage, just sitting there chilling. He hadn't lit the garage up a little bit. And we started having a conversation. And he was like, so who came and got you from the bus station this time when you made it to Dallas? And I was like, oh, one of my other friends or my auntie or somebody. I forgot who I told him hadn't came and got me. Because I ain't think it mattered or whatever. So I was like, oh, one of my other friends or my aunties, why you ask? Because you usually call me to come and pick you up from the bus station. So why you call them? And I was like, I didn't know that it mattered. You know, I didn't know that it mattered who came and got me. You know, I said, you always come and get me, or you done came and got me so many times. I just wanted to give you a break this time. So I didn't want to worry you. Thought you was at work, whatever. And he was like, so whoever your friend is that came and got you, y'all couldn't kick it tonight for your birthday? And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with dude? So at this point, I'm completely turned off. At this point, I'm just like, nigga is real deal tripping. Like, he's acting so different tonight from what he usually acts. Like, this is a whole nother side of him that I ain't never really seen or whatever. Now, leading up to this point, like the last couple of times we kicked it, he would say stuff to me and get a reaction out of me. Like, it'll just be random stuff, like stuff that will make the average bitch mad. But me, I'm just like, okay, I can take some constructive criticism if that's how you really feel. And he was like, nah, I was just playing to see how you was gonna react. Cause you know, most girls would have did this, or most girls would have did that. Like, checking my temperament. And so I had forgot all about this stuff until this specific night. Because I'm like, why is he like this now? Why is he doing this type of stuff now? What the fuck done got into him? What is wrong with him? Like, last time we kicked it, he doing weird shit, thinking he gonna get a reaction out of me. And then now he acting very hostile and aggressive towards me. So we go in the house after he said that. And I was like, can I see your phone so I can see which one of the pictures that I like so you can send them to me so I can post them for my birthday? And he was like, yeah. So before he gave me the phone, he was like going through it real fast. Looked like he was deleting stuff. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, we don't go together. We've never been together. We've never established that we're going to be in a relationship, or we're going to be a union or nothing at no time. So I ain't never went through his phone. I ain't even never asked for his phone up until this night. Like, after a year or two of us knowing each other, I've never asked him for his phone. So why would he automatically think I'm finna go through it? Like, just deleting shit real fast. So I'm waiting. He finally give me the phone. Y'all had took like 20 pictures. I had took like 15 to 20 pictures. So I'm just going through them, you know, patiently, selectively, making sure that I choose the ones that look good to me and that I want to post. I mean, it's my 21st birthday, so I want to make sure that they at least cute. I mean, because on Facebook, my algorithm is whack as fuck. I have a lot of hating ass people following me, so I don't get too much attention or too much likes or clout anyway. So it wasn't even about the likes. I just wanted to make sure that I liked them when I posted them. So I'm just going through them, you know, carefully or whatever. Like I said, selectively, making sure I pick the ones that I like, that's up to my satisfaction, to my stature. And the whole time I'm over there going through the pictures, y'all, he's sitting over there like this. Just, I'm like, and so I finally looked over, like the fifth that he did. I was like, are you good? Is you okay? He was like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. So he walks over to the kitchen and he goes and get him a cup of whatever it was that he was drinking. But I noticed that when he poured it, y'all, he never sipped it. He just poured it in his cup. Because see, now the way that he acting got me on my toes. So I'm paying attention to everything that he is doing and that he ain't doing. I'm going to try to cut it off at 30 minutes. We on 23:36 right now. But anyway, so now I'm paying attention to everything. Because, you know, on a regular night, if we had been kicking it, I wouldn't even known that he didn't sip out the cup. Because I wouldn't even pay him that much attention. But tonight he acting so weird and so different. I'm just like, okay. Okay, babe. And so tonight I'm just like, he being weird. He being weird. So I'm looking at him out the corner of my peripheral. He think I'm looking at the phone, still going through the pictures, but I'm sleep, cutting my eyes looking at him, and I noticed that he didn't even drink out of the cup that he poured. And so then he asked me, did I want some? So I walk over there and I'm looking. First of all, if y'all know the sangria bottles, the big jugs of sangria, they come in a glass bottle. I wish I had an editor so I can insert the pictures. But the big jugs, glass jugs with the handle on them, called sangria. Now, I've never seen a clear sangria. I've never seen a Moscato looking sangria. Not to say that they don't have those, but every sangria that I done saw in those type of jugs be very, very dark, like a purplish, reddish looking color, resembling wine. Even though it's like a fruity type alcoholic beverage, you know, but it's not necessarily wine. It have a lot of stuff mixed in with it. So it's a very dark drink. And even the label on the bottle said that this was one of those. It didn't say nothing like Moscato, or champagne. So I wasn't looking for it to be clear. I'm looking for a dark because that's what the label say, and that's how the label look, and that's what I'm used to. So when I go over there, the shit bubbling, and it's real clear. It actually resembled bleach. Like it looked like a bottle of fucking bleach. And so I was looking at it and I'm like, I said, no, I'm straight. I don't want none of that. So I started going back through the phone, picking out my pictures. This nigga had to flip by then. He over there mad as a motherfucker. I'm talking about blowing hard as a motherfucker, slamming shit, throwing shit or whatever. And I was like, are you okay? Are you good? I said, you're really making me uncomfortable right now. What is the matter? Well, you said you wanted to drink, and now you don't even want to drink. And I was like, okay, it can't be just that, though. I said, what else is it that's bothering you? I understand that you want me to drink, you know, and I'm not, but I'm still trying to have a good time with you. So what is it for real? And so I'm looking at him, and I looked at the phone. I said, is it your phone? You want your phone back? Is that why you... He was like, yeah, you taking forever. I said, baby, you could have just said that. So I gave him his phone back. I ain't even sent none of the pictures to myself. None of that. I just gave him his phone back. So he ended up airdropping me the pictures. At the time, I'm not familiar with airdrop. And I asked him why he couldn't, because I picked out 3. I only picked out 3. So I was like, you can just send them to my phone. You know, send them to me in text message, send them in Messenger or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He airdrops them to me, which is something. London! He airdrops them to me, which is something that I'm not used to. My bad, y'all. My son done let these rabbits and cats out the cage. He needs to come put them back up because I don't want them running around me. So he airdrops them to me. And so I'm as I'm receiving the airdrops, my phone making a little weird noise. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's this? Whatever. And so I'm thinking everything hadn't calmed down, but he's still over there looking upset. He's still over there looking mad. I said, you know what? I said, would you rather me just leave? I said, should I just go right now? You ready to drop me off? And he was like, yeah. Hey, huh? Okay, babe. Give me 1 second. But at the time, he had him became so hostile. His energy was so heavy. I was like, you know what? London, come put these animals up. And I was just like, you just ready for me to leave? You just ready for me to go? Because I'm going to just go. I'm going to just go on about my business. And so, he was like, yeah, I'm ready for you to go. London, be quiet, be quiet. I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to just come on in here and finish recording because my son out there, like, he got to talk to everybody and make a friend all the damn time. He don't care he don't care what color you are. He don't care if you grown, if you young or whatever. If you'll hold a conversation with him, he gonna hold one with you. You gonna be his friend. But anyway, so, and now my baby don't woke up, Lord. Let's see, we definitely get ready to wrap it up. So, he was like, yeah. He was like, I'm just ready for you to go. He said, I'm just ready for you to leave right now. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I said, come on. I said, I'm ready to go. You know, that's all right. You know, I'm going to let you have your space back or whatever. And so, we getting ready to go. And something else happened. I asked him, I said, so do you feel like you in the right mental space to drive me home? Or should I call my daddy to come and get me? I said, have you calmed down enough, you know, to take me to the house? Or should I just call my dad and have him come get me? And he was like, why? My bad, y'all. Told y'all my battery was low. And he was like, why would I not take you back home if I came and got you? I said, it ain't about you taking me home or about you coming to get me. I said, I want to make sure you in the right mental space before we get in this car because I don't want nothing to happen to either one of us. Mind you, remember I said, he was driving crazy as fuck on the way over there. So it was a bunch of red flags. And I'm going to let y'all go through and listen to this whole video and tell me what y'all think the red flags is, or the red flags that y'all noticed or whatever out of what I said, out of the story. So he was already driving hectic as fuck when we was on our way over there. So I'm just like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, should I get back in the car with this man or not? So I was like, should I just call my daddy? I said, should I just call my dad to come and get me? Because I don't want you to, I don't want to get in this car with you and you ain't in the right mental space to drop me off. So, honey, this it made him even more madder. This made him, I don't understand why you acting like that. I don't understand why you act like I'm going to do something to you or something. He was like, shit, I ain't did nothing to you thus far. So, why would I do something to you now? Type shit. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to remember. Because it's been about 3 years ago since this happened. But it's something that'll stick with me for life. So, he was mad about that because I said I'm going to call my dad and ask him to come get me. Now, mind y'all, what made me knew that this nigga was finna kill me? As we sitting there watching TV and shit, while I'm picking out the pictures out his phone, he watches Adult Swim, right? So that's Cartoon Network after hours for adults. So on one of the shows, and I'm just, I'm very spiritual, and I know that the TV talks to you, the radio talks to you, the wind, the trees, your dreams, everything speaks to you if you are aware enough to listen. So as he's acting like this, one of the cartoon characters on the TV say, this poor little boy or this poor little girl doesn't even know that they're about to die, and their soul is going to be stuck in limbo. That's what one of the cartoons said. That one of the characters was about to die, and their soul was going to be stuck in limbo. And so after that happened, and right after I denied taking a drink from him, and I ain't want to drink, y'all, I seen blood everywhere. Everywhere that I looked around in that house, it was blood. Mind you, his mama furniture and stuff I already read. The carpet on the floor I already read. Everything I already read. But now, y'all, I literally seen blood. Like blood on the walls. Blood on the carpet. Blood. It was just like a massacre had just happened right in front of me, and it was just blood. Now the blood wasn't really there. This is just what my mind is playing tricks on me to see, blood. And so I'm like, damn. Then we were talking about something, or he made a joke about something. It was either a joke about death or a joke about murder or something. And I laughed it off and I said, I said, let me find out you trying to make the front page news for killing me on my 21st birthday. He was like, damn, you need to go in the Guinness Book of World Records for figuring me out. Guinness or Guinness, whatever. I was like, what? It didn't even click in my mind when he said it, but it clicked though. You know what I'm saying? He already had made like a death joke or a murder joke. And I'm being sarcastic. I done came behind him and said, let me find out you trying to make the front page news for murdering me on my 21st birthday. And he looked so surprised when I said that, like, damn, how did she know? He was like, and you need to go on the Guinness Book of World Records for figuring me out. Whoa, okay. So many things, the TV talking to me seeing blood, him making jokes. That let me know right there, and him being hostile and aggressive the whole night. How he drove to come and get me and drove coming back. It was so many red flags that went on. He was not himself. It's like you could see the aggression. You could see the demons. You could see something in him that made him not be himself that night. Like, it was something in that man. So we standing outside by the car talking about him taking me home or me calling my daddy. And he was like, I don't see why you would call your dad. I brought you over here, so I should take you back. So I'm still not feeling his energy. I'm still like, hell no. Too much shit, too much red flags that went wrong tonight. I'm just going to call my daddy. And so I called my daddy right there in front of him. I was like, hey, Dad. Soon as he heard me say, hey, Dad, that motherfucker looked at me like, you bitch, you really called your dad? You real deal called your daddy, bitch? Ah, okay. To him, in his head, I bet he was like, I'm gonna give you something to tell your daddy now that you done called him. You want to call your daddy? It was just the look of evilness in his eyes, like he was betrayed. Like he was betrayed. Or I just had stole millions and trillions of dollars from him. The way that he looked, like, oh, bitch, you call your daddy? You call your daddy, bitch? And I'm like, oh my God. You know, it's like his pupils turned black. And so I'm on the phone. I'm like, he was like, you know what? As I'm on the phone with my daddy talking to him, asking him, can he come and get me? The dude standing right here in front of me talking about some, how about you just come on back in the house? Calm as fuck, y'all. He was like, just come on back in the house. Come in the house. And I was like, why? You know, we finna get ready to go, so why I'm coming back in the house? He was like, just come in the house. Come on back in the house. Okay. So I was like, I played it smooth. Because I didn't want him to snatch me and grab me in the house. I didn't want to have to scream and make no scene. So I was like, okay, let me holler at my dad real quick, let him know where I'm at. And when I get done talking to him, I'll come in the house. Yeah, because we need to talk about this. That's how I'm playing it off. Y'all, that man must have went in that house and shut that door. I ran faster than I ever ran in my fucking life. Do you hear me? Because I know a goddamn demon when I see one. Because I done dealt with plenty demons in my motherfucking life. And that motherfucker had a evil spirit on him. He had a dark spirit on him. It was something in him that night that just wanted to kill. That just wanted to murder. I don't know if I would have been his first victim. I don't know if this is just something that he wants to do to me or not, but even from the video games that he played on his computer, naked people running around, and he just randomly shooting naked people on the games on his computer. How his mama was never at home. I'm thinking she know he mentally unstable, so she stay away from him too. He ain't got no girlfriend, no kids, no nothing. You just stay confined in his room getting drunk. And every time you get a car, you wreck it. Every car, you done had 3 cars. Since me and you done started talking, you done wrecked all of them. The front pieces and the grills and shit all lined up in your garage. Like you keeping them for keepsake. Like, yeah, I wrecked that motherfucker. I'm gonna wreck this and I wrecked that one. You know what I'm saying? Like you just keeping souvenirs. And so, y'all, I ran. And I ran so far. Like far as I could think of. Like, in my mind, I was like, okay, if I was a killer and my victim was running from me, which way would she run? So that's why I'm like, okay, he probably thought I ran to the right. I'm going to run to the left. He probably thought I kept on running straight. I'm going to run in circles. I'm going to run, you know what I'm saying? So I finally ended up in a neighborhood where I thought I was far enough away from him. I'm talking about y'all dog hadn't started chasing me and everything. I hadn't stopped and asked some other people, like, I got a phone. But I hadn't stopped and asked other people, like, can I use y'all phone? Can I use y'all phone real quick? This man chasing me. Like some off a movie. He done text my phone while I'm running to my son. Where you go? Where you go to? I heard him crank up the car as I was running down the street, so I know he riding around looking for me. He like, where you go? So I done ducked off in this neighborhood, y'all. I'm hiding behind trees. I'm hiding behind mailboxes. Whole town is late as fuck, so I'm scared don't nobody come outside and see me ducking beside their car in their yard and call the police on me. Y'all, my daddy was so mad. My daddy was so mad by the time he finally made it to me. He said, see, baby girl, do I be talking about? Do I be telling you, fuck these niggas. Fuck these niggas, man. These niggas don't mean you no good. You don't want these niggas to be the end of you. You don't want these niggas to be the cause of something happening to you, you being taken away from your kids. He said, fuck these niggas, man. This is shit I be talking about right here. So we talked for a long time, and my daddy had lectured me and stuff like that. Y'all, I was so happy to see my daddy when he pulled up. Lord have mercy. Oh, I was so happy. He wanted to go back looking for the nigga. I'm like, nah, daddy, let's just go home. Let's just go home. But I'm finna wrap it up now, y'all. But my daddy told me, he said, Kenterykah, you said that all the cars that he hadn't wrecked, he wrecked, right? He said, they right there let you know that that man was battling something internally and that he was suicidal. And so if he ever did decide to kill himself one day, he was going to wreck. He was going to die by a car accident. And he gonna take some people with him too. And he said, and Lord forbid you had been in the car with him and he was having one of those mental breakdowns like he did tonight, he would have wrecked with you in it too. So y'all be on the lookout for the red flags. Be mindful about who you welcome around you. And always stay safe and protected. I love y'all. Deuces.